Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's start this off right. Did Alex Pereira find a way to beat Magomed Ankalaev tonight? Did he find a way, or was my prediction right? Did I predict Magomed to win this fight? Did I predict this correctly for a UFC 320? Did my prediction come true? That is what you're going to find out in this recap video of UFC 320. We're going to jump right into it. Alex Pereira knocks Magomed Ankalaev the fuck out in the first round, making it look easy. Didn't settle in, didn't take his time, didn't, chip, throw leg kicks for 5 rounds, didn't, just literally march forward. Ankalaev looked so surprised, he literally had no idea what to do. He looked like Alex did in the first fight. The only difference is the punches that were coming his way were so devastating that they just knocked him out within the first round. Alex Poatan Pereira's back on top. I do not care that I got this one wrong. In fact, you know what? You know what really happened? Let's talk about what really happened. I intentionally picked Magomed because I knew if I picked Alex, there's a potential. It was like reverse psychology. I didn't want to jinx him. I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't want to say it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to say it. I did not want to say it. Big night. I'm doing this recap immediately, so I don't have all the data. Actually, you know what? Let's look at that real quick. So we had, let me see, Merab and Cory went to decision. Khalil and Jiri was a finish. That's 1. Youssef Zalal finished Josh Emmet. That's 2. Joe Pyfer finished Mabuse. That's 3. Ateba Gautier finished Tre'ston Vibes. That's 4. Daniel Santos finished Joosang. That's 5. Patchy Mix went to decision. Edman Shahbazyan finished Andre Muniz. That's 6. Puna Healy. That was a decision. Yana Santos went to decision. Ramiz Bravimaj got a submission victory in the second round. And Veronica. So there were 7 finishes tonight. What a card. Great card. It started kind of rough, kind of slow, but great card, man. What a great card. Let me see. What would be the fight of the night? Let me see. Merab and Cory was a decent fight. I don't know what fight of the night. Khalil and Jiri. For sure. 100% in my opinion. I don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to get fight of the night. That was a wild fight, man. It went exactly how I said it was going to go too. We'll talk about that. There's some great finishes on here. Alex probably going to get fight. He's probably going to get the fight of the night, or the finish of the night, performance of the night tonight. Alex. Youssef Zalal had a really good finish too. That armbar. Joe Pyfer had a good finish. Ateba Gautier had a good finish. Oh my goodness, what a card, man! Daniel Santos shocked me. Great card. But let's talk about Mr. Alex, man. I mean, it was clear. He said he was hurt. He wasn't himself in the first fight. And boy, did he prove that. He came out and he just completely dominated this fight. I mean, Magomed maybe threw a couple of strikes, couple leg kicks. Nothing that he threw was anything of any threat to Alex. Alex literally came forward. He was in a little bit of a wider stance, but he still just pressed forward. Still was tall, still used his range, still marched forward like he normally does, like we're normally used to seeing him, and made Magomed Ankalaev look easy. This is a problem for this division. He did come on the mic and he said that he was going to call out. He didn't say he was going to call out Jon Jones, but he said that they had a speech and they had a plan for tonight. But he said, rest in peace to Arthur Jones, a.k.a. he was about to get on the mic and call out Jon Jones tonight. That's exactly what Alex Pereira was going to do. But he didn't do that. He said he had a moment of silence for Arthur Jones, Jon Jones' brother. Respect to Alex for doing that. but I want to see that on the White House card. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think John beats Alex, man. Alex shows that he could stuff. I mean, a very good wrestler's takedowns. He stuffed 9 takedowns from Magomed. Magomed didn't even have a chance to throw a takedown because a monster was coming towards him. Alex beats John Jones at the White House. I think the Allberg fight will happen first. The Allberg fight happens first. Alex did say he's not gonna be in a rush to fight, so maybe the John Jones fight happens first. But that'd be crazy, you know. I would like to see him take the Allberg fight first, clear out the division, because I mean, literally at this point, he would have beaten everybody. Magomed, Jiri, Khalil, Jamal Hill, Jan Blachowicz, now Magomed. I mean, he's literally beaten everybody in the division. I'm trying to think if I'm missing any. He beat Jiri twice. So he beats Olberg. Now the division's literally completely wiped out. He waits, bulks up properly, goes to heavyweight, and moves to heavyweight. Beat John Jones and move to heavyweight. I don't know. Listen, I'm never going to count out John Jones because, listen, he is the GOAT. I'm going to give it to him. He is the greatest fighter of all time. However, this Alex that showed up tonight, boy, is a problem for anybody, man. Even. You know it. You know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say? Tom Aspinall can get it. Because what is everybody saying? Oh, Magomed's a big challenge for Tom. Look what Alex did to him. I'm very curious to see what the narrative is moving forward. Alex just regained every ounce of aura that he lost. I was very worried going into this fight. I even picked against Alex in my prediction video. But again, that was strategic. That was kind of me helping you, Alex. I actually helped you. I helped you, okay? I'm the reason why you won tonight. My reverse psychology got you the victory. But listen, man. Alex is a special inside of 4 years. Listen to this right here. Inside of 4 years, this man has beaten Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, right? He beats Jan Blachowicz. He beats Jiri Prochazka twice. He beats Jamal Hill. And now his toughest test to date, he made him look like he was absolutely nothing. He beat Khalil Roundtree as well, so that's 8. He's making these guys look like they're nothing. Nothing burgers. That overhand right that he threw and landed on Magomed was just so fast. What was the narrative? Oh, Magomed has the speed advantage. Not tonight, he didn't. All these guys are talking about the end of Alex. At the end of Alex, I cannot wait to watch every single one of their recap videos tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm gonna watch everyone, even ones I don't normally watch that I know is talking shit. I can't wait to watch that shit, bro. Alex is different, man. Inside 4 years, he's a 2-time light heavyweight champion. Sorry, Izzy. He's a middleweight champion. Sorry, Izzy. This is the clear guy that can win 3 belts. This is the guy that we were talking about from before, where we were all thinking he can move up and win a 3rd belt. I mean, let's be honest, man. Look at what he did tonight. Look at what he's been doing. He said that he was hurt. He was 40% in his last fight. And he showed tonight that that was more than true. We've never seen Alex this brass, this, just talking shit, just in his feelings, just like we've never seen him this abrasive, just telling Magomed, showing him disrespect from jump, calling Magomed out his name multiple times. We don't see this from Alex. That's confidence. This guy knew he was going to come in here and absolutely run through Magomed Ankalaev. And he did that. And I want to see greatness. Again, listen, everybody has their time. John Jones, you are great. Anybody that tries to talk shit and say you're not, kick rocks. You are great, but this is the guy. This is the guy, man. He will be our first 3 division champion. Very active inside 4 fucking years. Who else is doing this? Nobody, man. Absolutely nobody. We need to see greatness like this. This Alex, what Alex did tonight, what his run is. Two-time light heavyweight champion, middleweight champion. Nobody's gonna do this inside 4 fucking years. Give him Call Solberg early January, and then June. Let's go, John. And then end of December next year. Let's go, Mr. Tom, Mr. Aspinall. Let's go. I want to see greatness. Or fuck it, give him Aspinall on the White House card. Take out Alberg in January. I would like the order of John Jones, then Aspinall, because I think that's you're taking out the old school and the new school, right? At heavyweight, taking out the actual, not, I wouldn't say actual heavyweight champion, the champion before Tom, and then you go out and take out Tom. Now, the Tom fight is interesting. I don't know if he would actually win that fight. That'd be a really interesting fight. But if after seeing the display tonight that he put on, he looked fast, man. He looked powerful. He looked scary. The aura was there. The boogeyman, that boogeyman aura that we're used to seeing. That's what we saw tonight. Okay, and so, it's hard to. I can't sit here and say I and count him out versus Tom. I can't. Alex Pereira, man. I am happy. 0-1 on the night. I'm 0-1 in this one, but I'm happy as shit. I don't care. Okay? We don't get to the next one. We got Merab versus Cory, another guy. Listen, Cory started this fight and had me thinking that he may be onto something here. I knew that as the fight went on that Merab would start to build in, but the way Cory was shrugging off takedowns, stuffing takedowns even, and then landing that jab early in the fight, picking Merab apart in the first round. Really, let's be honest, he was picking Merab apart in that first round, man. And I'm looking at this fight. I'm like, man. Is Cory about to do something that all these other guys, Peter Yan, couldn't do? Is Cory about to get it done? And then the second round comes in, Merab just starts swarming like he does. Merab is just a different type of animal. For someone to be able to throw just chain takedowns after takedowns after takedowns, the way he does is just insane. He gets that body lock on Cory. He's dragging Cory, ragdolling Cory to the ground, round after round after round. Cory won the first, in my opinion, in the fourth. I thought Cory did a good job staying at his range. I thought Cory did a good job landing that elbow. I thought Cory did a great job ripping the body of Merab. I mean, that hook, that body shot, over and over and over again. He landed that jab was beautiful, and staying at almost a perfect range, to where he was angling off perfectly. So when he was throwing that strike, he was still right in front of Merab, but he wasn't right. He was off on an angle, throwing another jab, throwing another shot to the body. Cory fought one of the better fights versus Merab that I've seen. One of the better fights that I've seen versus Merab. This Cory beats a lot of people tonight, other than Merab, because Merab is a freak of nature. There's something to be said about this guy, man. He needs to be studied. He really does, because for you to be able to constantly go for takedown after takedown after takedown after takedown after takedown like this, and just not get tired ever, it's just special, man. Special. You got to give Cory his props. Now, there's a couple things happening in this division. You have Song Yadong versus Sean O'Malley. I like Song, and I actually was calling for Song to get this title shot before Cory. I do think that Song presents incredible problems for Merab. Now, I do think that Cory. We said the same thing about Cory. The difference is Song has much more power, in my opinion. Cory was landing some shots now that I think that if Song Yadong lands, now they're different strikers, and I get that, and we'll get there. We'll break down that fight one day. They're different strikers, but I do think that Song Yadong presents some problems for Merab, man. He really do. And I think he's gonna beat Sean O'Malley. We'll talk about that at a later time. I think Song Yadong is gonna beat Sean O'Malley, and I do think that that should be not necessarily next, because because Peter Yan, which is what I want to talk about next. Peter Yan, man, my favorite fighter. If you guys don't know, cat's out the bag. That's my favorite fighter to watch. Technique is flawless. The ability to offensive grapple and defensive grapple while standing right in front of you. The combinations, the ability to parry slip punches, the ability to stay defensive while that high guard, those kicks, those trips. I mean, all around the boxing of Yan. Some of the best fights I've ever watched. Him versus Aldo. Him versus Song Yadong. Him versus Cory. McGee. Peter Yan is amazing to watch. I don't know why I'm going down his resume, but the point I'm trying to make is I do think that Peter Yan is also going to present some challenge. Listen. This division, Merab just looks special, man. It's hard to pick anybody to beat him. It's hard, Peter Yan is the younger of the two. It's hard to pick anybody to beat Merab right now. Even Song Yadong, who I think does present some problems, because I think Song Yadong's power is going to be the difference maker. Now, you might say, oh, well, Sean O'Malley had power, but Sean O'Malley doesn't have the grappling ability that Song Yadong does. The takedown, the brick wall takedown defense that Song Yadong does. Song Yadong's a big, strong guy for this division. I think he's going to give Merab problems more so than Cory. And I do think we're going to eventually see that fight, And I'm excited for it. Very, very, very excited for it. Shout out to Merab. Congrats. On to the next one. Khalil Roundtree versus Jiri Prochazka. Man. So, by the way, I got the Merab fight right, so I'm 1-1. Khalil Roundtree versus Jiri. I called that Jiri would pick it up later in the fight and win. Now, here's the thing I want to say about Khalil. The guy, his Muay Thai is something. His speed is something special. Incredibly fast, incredibly quick and explosive and just powerful. If Khalil Roundtree were to take 20% off his punches, 30% off his punches, he would have energy in the second and third rounds. I knew him literally. I want to say about 20 seconds before the first round ended. I knew Jiri's gonna beat him. Even though he was beating Jiri's ass, I knew 20 seconds before the first round ended that Jiri was gonna win, because Jiri, you could see Khalil start to slow down just a tad. The second round starts. Khalil was still cracking it, but it wasn't as fast as it was in the first round. And that's when I definitively knew, like, okay, this is not about to be good, because Jiri was picking it up as Khalil was slowing down. Remember what I said about that snowball? Same thing with the Merab fight. That snowball, right? Merab and Jiri, they're just small snowball. Your boy called this to the T. All right, 2-1 so far. Small snowball. Technically, I'm 3-0 because I intentionally picked Magomed to beat Alex, even though I knew Alex was gonna win. It was reverse psychology. I didn't want to jinx him, but anyway, we'll call it 2-1. But Jiri and Merab, they're just small snowball. You put them at the top of the hill, right? You start that small snowball at the top of the hill. The village is at the bottom. Cory and then Khalil are the village at the bottom of the hill, and Jiri and Merab are the snowball coming down the hill. And as they come down this hill, they're building, and they're building so large that they eventually just take out the entire village. And that's what happened tonight in both those fights. Jiri's hits like a Mack truck when this guy literally Khalil face planted and just died. I think Khalil was just so gassed. The body shots that Jiri was landing were something special. Those knees up the middle. He saw the gas coming out of um Khalil, so he said, "You know what? Here's what we going to do. We going to start to knees to the body, and we going to start to punch to the body, landing some vicious body shots." So great win by Jiri tonight. I picked this one to happen. I knew it was gonna happen this way. Um, Jiri's good, man. Jiri's very good. I don't think anybody besides Alex can beat Jiri. I think he would destroy Magomed. To be honest, especially after what I saw tonight. I think Khalil could beat Magomed. I mean, listen, this division is Alex is just the guy, man. On to the next one. Josh Emmett versus Youssef Zalal. Youssef special for you to do a guy with the wrestling pedigree of Josh Emmett the way you did. I mean that he slipped a punch and slipped under a punch and just took Josh Emmett down easily. And then and then grappled him, got his back, wrapped him up into an armbar or whatever it was. Yeah, he had a body lock on Emmet, and Emmet was fighting the hands very good, and Zalal just transitions and moves to an armbar and finishes the fight. Verbal tap by Emmet. Zalal looked clean, like I said, he looked sharp, and he didn't really throw his hands that much because he didn't need to. He just slipped right under one of Josh Emmett's big looping crazy shots that he likes to throw, and he did what he had to do. Called this one too. I called Zalal winning. I thought the fight was gonna go a little bit longer, but Josh Emmett's 40 now, man. You're not looking so good in your last couple, buddy. There's nothing wrong with leaving the game, guys. This is a young man's game. You understand? It's a young man's game. That's why Unk's not fighting right now. Anyways, so I got this one right. On to the next. Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer, I called Joe Pyfer to win by knockout. He won by knockout. But Abus looked good in the first round. Ragdolled Joe Pyfer at that. Dragged him down to the ground. Landed some hard punches, some hard straights. Defended the takedowns. Was circling off beautifully. But Abus does what Abus does. He gets tired, he gasses out, and he loses fights against guys like Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer beat drops him bad. Yeah, just with the overhand, I believe it was. So wait a minute, let me just double check to see how. I think I might be mixing this one up. I don't want to say he KO'd him and I'm wrong about that. Let me just make sure it was. I think he KO'd him with the overhand right. No, he submitted him. So yeah, it was rear naked. Yes, rear naked. That's what it was. It was rear naked. Yeah, it was a rear naked choke. So, yeah, Pyfer looked good. But, I will say this. I don't know how far Pyfer goes. Like, who could be... Let me look at the rankings real quick. Because he's going to be, what? Let's look at middleweight real quick. Like, I think a RoboCop fight would be interesting. Ikram would be an interesting fight. Paulo Costa would be an interesting fight. Jared Cannonier would be an interesting fight. Yeah, one of those would be interesting. I'd like to see RoboCop. I think RoboCop just won. Or maybe an Ikram, because Ikram just got into... Or you know what? Leave Ikram. Ikram just got into the rankings. Let's get Marvin Vittori or Paulo Costa or Roman Dolidze. One of those guys. Let's get him out of the division, to be honest. So, yeah, good win for Joe Pyfer. On to the next one. Ateba Gautier. This guy is something. Tre'ston Viles was literally running for his life to start this fight. He was just literally running for his life. I'm actually gonna pull up pass. Dang it. Anyways, yeah, he was running for his life. As soon as the fight starts, he's circling off. He's on the outside. He's circling off, circling off, circling off. He wants nothing to do with Ateba Gautier. Shoots from like way out. Um, he literally he was so terrified. Ateba had him backed him up to the fence, and he literally sprinted as fast. He sprinted across the octagon as fast as he could because he wanted nothing to do with Ateba Gautier. Nothing to do with Ateba Gautier. He just folded it up on the fence. I'm sorry, I'm doing this recap right after the fight, so come on. So I'm actually looking at things to make sure. Okay, let's do pass. Yeah, so Ateba Gautier just basically beat the shit out of this guy. Finishes him in the first round by TKO, as expected. This is not a surprise to anybody. Joosang versus Daniel Santos. This arrogant, hands down. I can't. He wasn't even doing anything that impressive. Like, he was winning the fight. Don't get me wrong. He was faster than Daniel Santos. He was faster. He was hitting him with some nice jabs. He caught him with a couple hooks and stuff like that. But he wasn't doing anything that special for him to be showboating, hands down, doing this, showing off, acting like Daniel Santos isn't coming extremely close to landing that overhand right that he was throwing. It was just annoying to watch. I'm very happy that I was wrong on this one too. Joosang lost by TKO, and I'm happy about it. I'm not mad about it at all, because it's just, he had a chance to win, in my opinion, had he just fought responsibly, fight with his hands up, protecting his chin. All you see was his chin like this when he was throwing punches. No respect for Daniel Santos until that shot landed and finished him in the second round, very, very early in the second round. He had the speed advantage until he didn't, man. You got it. These arrogant fighters with the not putting your, it's just like, why? If you're faster, just look at Ateba Gautier. He was clearly way ahead of Trevin Vines, but he wasn't in there. He wasn't in there. Tre'ston Vines. He wasn't in there with his hands down, showboating. So I'm happy that Daniel Santos got that knockout. Landed a vicious left hook. Joosang was just not protecting his face. He deserved every bit of that knockout. I am extremely happy it happened. On to the next one. I got that one wrong. So Patchy Mix versus Jakub Wiklacz. This fight was, I think, a robbery. This is a very, very close fight. It came down to the second round. I think that Jakub Wiklacz was landing some very, very good shots. The first round, I thought that Jakub won. I thought Jakub won it because he was defending takedowns. He was throwing a lot of kicks to the body, man. Working Patchy Mix's body. Anytime the fight went to the ground, he would lock in those butterfly hooks, sweep, and get back up to his feet. It wasn't until the third round where Patchy was beating him up on the ground. I thought this was going to be a grappling match, between two guys that leaned that way. But it ended up being, a striking match until the third round. It was kind of a mixed bag. It was a grappling match in a sense, but Jakub Wiklacz was able to find his way back to his feet every time. he got taken down in the first and second round until the third round, where Patchy Mix got him down and just kind of beat him up, bloodied him up, landed nice elbows. Throughout the fight, though, Wiklacz was threatening a guillotine. Patchy Mix had to adjust his positioning multiple times when he was going for takedowns, and as he was going for takedowns, Jakub Wiklacz would threaten that guillotine, and Patchy Mix would have to adjust. The better grappler, and he was getting reversed. The guillotine would be locked in. Jakub Wiklacz would work his way up to high to get his chest higher than Patchy Mix and use the butterfly hooks to kind of sweep him in reverse position. He did that wonderfully. So yeah, he got the victory here. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that Patchy Mix did land some. He landed a really nice left hand in the second round. He landed some good shots. Patchy Mix. I thought that he edged his own out. I thought it was a very close second round. It came down to the second round. They gave it to Jakub Wiklacz. On to the next one. Edman Shahbazyan versus Andre Muniz. Edman just KOs Andre in the first round, I'm thinking that this is Edman did look like he was slowing down a bit. Andre Muniz was pressing a little bit, going for takedowns, got a takedown. Edman was able to work his way back up. This is exactly what I said would happen. Edman would have the anti-grappling needed to keep the fight standing long enough to get a takedown, to get a KO, and that's what he did. On to the next, Punahele, Verechenikov. Verechenikov was landing some knees in the first round, but Punahele basically just took him down, picked him up, took him down, landed ground and pound in the first. He got a double leg in the second. Punahele, Verechenikov was able to get back up briefly a few times, but the Punahele's top pressure was pretty good. He landed some ground and pound from the top. Nothing crazy, but he was landing ground and pound from the top. The third round comes. Punahele shoots immediately into the round, picks him up, takes him down. Verechenikov did threaten a guillotine, but not for the most part. The pressure of Punahele was able to get him the victory tonight. So Punahele wins this one. On to the next one. Yana Santos versus Macy Chachon. Essentially, Yana Santos just looks more aggressive, sharper striker. She beat the Macy Chachon beat the shit out of her in the third round though. Beat the dog shit out of her. But the first round and half of the second round, Yana Santos just looked to be the more sharper, angrier fighter. Macy Chachon did miss weight. So Yana Santos obviously was coming out ready to. She wanted to hurt her badly. For her missing weight. I don't remember how much she missed weight by, but she missed weight. So either way, and I did think they gave her a chance to, I think like an extra hour to make weight, but she said no, which is crazy. Yana Santos wasn't happy about that, and she came out and won the fight. She beat her up early. She did struggle in the third round, but the first two rounds we were able to get her the win. On to the next one. Ramiz Brahimaj versus Austin Vanderfort. Austin Vanderfort gets a takedown, but wasn't able to keep him down, essentially is what happened. He got subbed in the second round. On to the next one. Veronica Hardy, last fight, versus Don Walker. Veronica Hardy just styling on her the whole fight. Quicker, especially in the first round, quicker. She dropped her in the first round, in and out with that little blitz style she does, landing combinations, landing kicks in the first and second round. But she did start getting taken down, and I don't understand why Brogdon Walker didn't utilize takedowns more, because she probably would have gotten them. So not sure what happened there, but she didn't. So she ended up losing this fight. That is all we got, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It's your boy MMA Mechanic. Hit the bell icon. All that. Until the next time.